Life doesn't wait. Opportunities slip, relationships break, and choices echo far beyond the moment we make them. Too many of us sit idly thinking we have time to change, time to forgive, time to act. But time is not on our side. Every moment wasted is a moment lost forever. You might be thinking, I'll deal with it tomorrow, but tomorrow may never come. The warnings are clear, the signs are visible, and yet too many hearts remain deaf. Today, I'm asking you to wake up, to listen, and to act before it's truly too late. Life moves faster than we realize. And the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. And too often people live as though tomorrow is guaranteed. They tell themselves, I'll start later, I'll fix it tomorrow, I'll get serious next week. But the reality is, waiting for the perfect moment is a dangerous illusion. There is no perfect moment. Life unfolds relentlessly, whether we are ready or not, and the opportunity we hesitate to seize today may be gone forever by the time we decide to act. Every day we put off what matters most, the world moves on without us, and our chance to make a difference diminishes. Recognizing the urgency of life means opening your eyes to the fact that every moment is sacred, every choice matters, and every delay carries a cost that cannot be reclaimed. We often underestimate how precious time truly is. We measure our days by routines and schedules, but the real measure of life is the value we extract from each moment. You may think, I have plenty of time to mend relationships, to pursue my dreams, to speak the words that matter, but that's not guaranteed. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances change. People move on. Opportunities disappear. The moment you put off the hard conversation, the decisive action, or the bold step forward, you risk losing something that may never return. The urgency is not about fear. It's about wisdom. It's about understanding that life is a fleeting gift, and treating it as such requires immediate attention, intentionality, and courage. The danger of ignoring this urgency is that it lulls us into a false sense of security. We believe that life will always offer a second chance, but that is rarely the case. Some things once missed are gone forever. There are doors that close silently and never reopen. Moments of clarity or opportunity are fleeting, often disguised as ordinary days that we take for granted. To live without recognizing urgency is to live in delay, procrastination, and eventually regret. When you truly grasp that every day matters, you stop wasting energy on trivialities and start directing your life toward what has eternal significance. Urgency also requires action. Knowing that time is precious is not enough. It must transform into tangible steps. It means making choices today that align with your purpose, your values, and your goals. It means prioritizing the things that matter over distractions, habits, or comfort zones that hold you back. Every small decision counts, and each step you take now compounds over time. Waiting for ideal conditions or perfect timing is often the enemy of progress. Life rarely waits for preparation. It moves forward, calling us to respond, to rise, and to seize the moment. When you embrace urgency, you stop allowing fear or hesitation to control your life. You act not out of panic, but out of understanding. You recognize that waiting too long can bring regret, missed opportunities, and what-ifs that weigh heavily on the soul. Urgency sharpens focus, energizes purpose, and awakens passion. It teaches discipline, strengthens resolve, and transforms ordinary days into meaningful moments. To truly recognize the urgency of life is to live awake, to engage fully, and to commit to making every second count. There is power in action, power in awareness, and power in deciding today, without delay, that you will not let the precious moments of life slip away unnoticed or unused. Every action we take or fail to take carries consequences, whether we recognize them immediately or only later. Life has a way of balancing itself, and nothing escapes the natural law of cause and effect. When we ignore problems, delay decisions, or avoid responsibility, the cost doesn't disappear, it accumulates silently, often growing larger than we ever anticipated. It's easy to believe that ignoring difficulties will make them go away, that postponing tough conversations or important choices will somehow protect us from pain or discomfort. But the truth is, avoidance never solves anything. Instead, it allows challenges to multiply, creating situations that become increasingly difficult to manage. The reality of consequences is inescapable, and understanding this should drive every decision we make with urgency, wisdom, and courage. Consequences are not punishment, they are reality. Every word left unsaid, every opportunity ignored, every relationship neglected carries a ripple effect. One small choice today can produce outcomes far beyond our imagination, just as one poor decision can create struggles that linger for years. Think about the doors you didn't open, the chances you didn't take, the moments you allowed fear or pride to hold you back. They are not lost in a vacuum. They shape your life, your relationships, and your future in ways that may only become clear when it's too late to act differently. Life has a way of reminding us that what we sow, we will reap. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we begin to live responsibly and intentionally. Many people fail to see the connection between their current choices and future consequences. They live in the moment, thinking only of comfort or convenience, blind to the long-term impact of their decisions. But consequences are patient. They wait silently until the results of our inaction or misguided actions appear. Ignorance or denial does not protect us. It delays the inevitable reckoning. Whether it's neglecting personal growth, refusing to confront a toxic situation, or avoiding reconciliation with someone important, each instance has a cost. The accumulation of small neglects can snowball into problems that are much harder to fix later, leaving regret, guilt, and lost opportunities in their wake. Facing the reality of consequences also demands accountability. It requires honesty with ourselves about the patterns in our lives and the choices we've made. No one else can fully bear the weight of our decisions. We alone must acknowledge the results of our actions. Taking responsibility is not a burden, it is liberation. When we confront the reality of what our choices produce, we gain clarity, focus, and power to change. We understand that the present moment is our chance to course correct, to repair damage, and to invest in outcomes that align with our values and purpose. Acting without considering consequences is reckless. Acting with awareness of consequences is wise and transformative. The truth is, the longer we ignore the consequences of our actions, the more entrenched they become. Small mistakes left unchecked can become major crises, and small regrets can turn into lifelong burdens. But there is hope, and there is power in understanding cause and effect. By recognizing that every choice matters, we stop living passively and start living deliberately. We learn to measure our actions, speak with intention, and pursue what is right and necessary before the damage becomes irreversible. Life rewards those who face reality, take responsibility, and act decisively because they understand that consequences are not merely obstacles, they are signals, guiding us toward growth, wisdom, and maturity. Life is full of noise and distractions. Everywhere we look, there are competing demands for our time, our attention, and our energy. Social media, entertainment, endless responsibilities, and fleeting pleasures constantly pull us away from what truly matters. It is easy to get lost in the temporary and forget the eternal. Many people spend years chasing things that seem urgent but are ultimately insignificant while neglecting the things that give life purpose and meaning. To live fully, we must learn to prioritize what truly matters, to focus on the essential over the trivial, and to discern between what is merely urgent and what is genuinely important. Prioritizing what matters requires courage. It requires looking beyond comfort, convenience, and routine and confronting the reality of what life will be if we continue to invest our energy in the wrong areas. Relationships, character, integrity, and purpose cannot be postponed indefinitely. A relationship left unattended will wither, a dream ignored will fade, a moral compromise allowed to persist will corrode the soul. The things that truly matter are often not flashy or immediately gratifying, but they are eternal in their impact. Prioritizing them means making deliberate choices, saying no to distractions and yes to actions that align with our highest values. The danger of neglecting what matters is subtle but devastating. When we chase temporary pleasures, we trade long-term fulfillment for short-term satisfaction. When we focus only on what is visible, convenient, or popular, we miss the opportunities to grow, to serve, and to make a lasting impact. Life is filled with countless options, but not all options are equal. Some lead to regret, some lead to loss, and some lead to emptiness. By prioritizing what matters, we take control of our journey, guiding it towards significance rather than letting it be dictated by circumstance or the whims of others. Prioritizing also requires discernment. It demands that we evaluate every aspect of our lives, our work, our relationships, our habits, our time, and ask whether these things contribute to our ultimate purpose. Are we investing in growth or stagnation? Are we nurturing relationships or allowing them to decay? Are we building a legacy or merely existing day by day? This discernment is the key to living intentionally. Without it, we drift swept along by the currents of life, only realizing too late that we have spent our most precious resources on what does not matter. The power of prioritization lies in its ability to transform ordinary life into extraordinary life. When we give our attention to what truly matters, we find clarity in decision-making, strength in facing challenges, and peace in knowing that our actions align with our purpose. Prioritization is not merely about time management, it is about life management. It is about understanding that every moment, every choice, and every effort carries weight and has the potential to shape our future. By directing our energy toward what matters most, we maximize our impact, deepen our relationships, and cultivate a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. Ultimately, prioritizing what matters is a matter of value. It is deciding what deserves your focus, energy, and love, and consciously letting go of what does not. Life is too short to scatter your attention and too precious to spend on the trivial. Those who succeed, those who leave a legacy, those who live with purpose understand this principle deeply. They invest where it counts, commit where it matters, and act where it will make a difference. Every decision to prioritize is a decision to live intentionally, to honor the gifts of time, opportunity, and influence that life has given you, and to ensure that your journey leaves a mark that outlasts the fleeting moments of distraction that so easily consume our days. Life is full of challenges, and it's easy to look around and point fingers when things go wrong. Many people are quick to blame circumstances, other people, or the world at large for their setbacks and failures. But the truth is, blaming others does not change your situation. Excuses may make us feel better temporarily, but they do nothing to move us forward. The power to change your life, to steer it in the right direction, lies squarely in your hands. Responsibility is not a punishment, it is a gift. It is the recognition that you are not a victim of life, but a participant capable of action, change, and growth. The moment you embrace responsibility, you regain control, and the path forward becomes clear. Excuses are seductive because they provide comfort. They let us avoid discomfort, risk, and accountability. It's easy to say, I can't do this because of my circumstances, or I would have tried if someone else had done their part. But these statements, while seemingly justified, only prolong stagnation. Life doesn't wait for excuses, and it doesn't reward inaction. Those who succeed, those who overcome, those who leave a mark, understand that responsibility is power, and excuses are chains that bind the soul. Taking ownership of your actions, decisions, and outcomes liberates you to move forward and achieve what truly matters. Responsibility begins with self-awareness. You must look honestly at your life, at the choices you've made, and at the areas where you've allowed fear, pride, or complacency to dictate your behavior. This kind of honesty is not easy. It requires courage, humility, and discipline, but it is the foundation for transformation. Once you acknowledge your role in shaping your life, you are free to act decisively, to make corrections, and to pursue the path that aligns with your values and purpose. Without this awareness, you remain trapped in a cycle of excuses, hoping for change to come from outside rather than from within. Taking responsibility also means taking action, no matter how small or uncomfortable it may be. Life rewards initiative. Waiting for someone else to solve your problems or waiting for ideal conditions to begin your journey will only delay the inevitable. Every step you take toward accountability is a step toward freedom and progress. Whether it is making amends, pursuing your goals, or stepping into leadership in your own life, action is the tangible expression of responsibility. It signals to the world and to yourself that you are ready to confront reality, make choices, and bear the consequences of those choices with integrity. Responsibility transforms challenges into opportunities. When you stop blaming others and accept ownership of your circumstances, you gain clarity, focus, and resilience. You see problems not as insurmountable obstacles, but as tests that strengthen character and sharpen skills. You understand that the difficulties you face are not permanent setbacks, but invitations to rise, to grow, and to demonstrate courage. The more you embrace responsibility, the less power fear and doubt have over you. You begin to understand that every decision, every action, and every moment of intentional effort contributes to the life you are building. Ultimately, taking responsibility without excuses is about empowerment. It is the conscious choice to live intentionally, to stop waiting for someone else to act, and to seize control of your destiny. Life will challenge you, mistakes will happen, and circumstances will test your resolve, but how you respond determines the trajectory of your journey. By accepting responsibility, you claim the ability to change, to correct, and to achieve. You move from a place of helplessness to a place of strength, from hesitation to action, from doubt to confidence. Every moment you choose accountability is a moment you choose progress, purpose, and power. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry, and yet so many people live as though they are immune to it. They postpone action, delay decisions, and ignore the call to do what must be done, thinking there will always be time to correct mistakes, repair relationships, or pursue their dreams. But time is not guaranteed, and regret waits patiently, often arriving long after the chance to act has passed. Regret is permanent, and once it settles in, it changes how we see our lives, our choices, and ourselves. The only way to avoid it is to act now, to make the decisions that matter, to speak the words that need to be spoken, and to pursue the path that aligns with your purpose before life forces you to face what could have been. The weight of regret is built slowly, piece by piece, from the countless moments we ignored our responsibilities, avoided challenges, or chose comfort over courage. Each time we put off reconciliation, each time we fail to take a risk, each time we stay silent when we should speak, we allow seeds of regret to grow. These seeds sprout into questions that haunt us. What if I had tried? What if I had spoken up? What if I had acted when I had the chance? The human heart has a remarkable ability to remember missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. And the longer we wait, the heavier the burden becomes. To act now is to lighten that weight before it becomes overwhelming. Acting before regret becomes permanent requires courage. It requires stepping into discomfort, facing fear, and taking responsibility for the life you are living. Too often people wait for the perfect conditions, the right moment, or someone else to lead the way. But life rarely provides perfect timing, and waiting often means missing the opportunity altogether. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. To act now is to embrace courage, to seize initiative, and to refuse to allow the fear of failure, criticism, or discomfort to dictate your future. Every small step you take today compounds over time, creating momentum that transforms your life. The urgency to act is not only about avoiding regret, it is about maximizing the impact of your life. Every day presents opportunities to love, to serve, to create, to lead, and to grow. Delaying action diminishes your influence and your legacy. Time spent waiting is time lost forever, and no amount of wishing can recover it. Life rewards those who respond with immediacy, who prioritize what matters, and who refuse to let fear, doubt, or procrastination rob them of their potential. To act now is to take advantage of the present moment, recognizing it as the only moment guaranteed to you. Finally, acting before regret becomes permanent is an affirmation of hope, purpose, and intentionality. It is the decision to live fully, to engage deeply, and to honor the life you have been given. It is the refusal to allow circumstances, past mistakes, or fear to define your future. By choosing to act now, you reclaim control over your destiny. Repair what can be repaired, pursue what can be pursued, and live in alignment with your values. Life is fleeting, and moments once gone cannot be recovered. The time to act, to speak, to forgive, to pursue, and to decide is now. Every delay risks turning opportunity into regret, but every action taken in courage, faith, and purpose transforms potential into reality, creating a life marked not by what could have been, but by what was boldly accomplished.